Are you curious about bodies, pleasure, and possibilities? And what about curious about what others are up to on the planet when it comes to pleasure, sex, and play? Have you considered what pleasure can do for your life, your body, and your bank account? Do you know something magical, delightful, and out of this world orgasmic is not only possible for you, but totally available to you? If you're ready to be the magical, sexual, sexy beast you know you can be, and you just need the tools to get there, you're in the right place. Now, here's the host of The Pleasure Zone, sensual movement artist, relationship and sex alchemist, Milica Jelenic.
Welcome, my sweet pleasure seekers. Tonight, we are going to be having more of a bit of a class. Although a lot of these are like learning and kind of like classes, this is officially like a class tonight. I'm going to be giving you instructions on how to do erotic massage for your partner. And so what I encourage in this episode, before we get into it, is that you take this as an instructional video. This is not a training video. You will not, at the end of this, or audio, you'll not be qualified in any way to be a masseuse. You will not in any way be qualified to do erotic massage for anybody other than yourself and your lover if they give you permission. This is not something that you're going to create a living out of. All right, so let's be clear on that. This is very fundamentally basic information on how to massage. I'm looking at this as an episode that I think I'm going to be offering a few of these kind of how-to audios for you guys so that you can listen along with your partner, and I get to be part of it. And I think that's delightful that I get to be contributing to your happy times and be there. So that's because in my heart of hearts, I'm a bit of a voyeur, and I'm not going to literally be watching you, but I'll be there energetically contributing. So I find that delightful and exciting. For tonight's episode, for those of you who are listening, this really is for people who are I would prefer this to be for people who are in relationship. This is not necessarily intended as a means to try and seduce people into relationship, although I'm sure that it could do that. That is not necessarily the target of this. We will do some shows, and I have done some shows on seduction, and I will do some more on seduction, because seduction really doesn't have to do with how sexy you look necessarily, although having some of that can be helpful. It's an energy that you be. For this is about developing a skill set that you can have for you and your lover so that you can know some basics around anatomy and muscles and how to have and do erotic massage in a way that's delightful for the bodies involved. Because sometimes as a masseuse, or when you're the one massaging your lover or whoever you're massaging, sometimes people's hands get sore, their bodies get sore. They actually get sore from doing the actual massage. So today, what we'll be looking at is how to look after your body while having fun and playing with the other body as well. So there'll be some instruction on that as well. For those of you who are wondering how and why I'm qualified in this, I work with bodies all the time. I've been working with bodies for over 20 years, and I have a holistic health practice where I work with people for their wellness, which includes their sexual wellness as well. So I work with that through different energetic tools, as well as physical training that I've done for something called the mitzvah body work. It's called mitzvah, but it's actually body work, somatic type of body work. And so for that, there's a lot of movement that's involved. And for some people, it actually feels almost like a deep tissue massage without the pressure of massage. I will not be teaching you somatic body work via audio. That is something that you truly need training in, and having bodies there to practice on is helpful, because this specifically is just for you and your lover. This is not a training. This is not having to manipulate any of the joints necessarily. This should be safe. So let's keep it safe. This is intended, again, just for you, for fun, for you and your lover. This is not an instructional video that you will be trained or qualified in anything after this. Alrighty, so let's begin. How do you begin a massage? So one of the very first things I would like you to do is check out your own body. No, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? If you have never really looked at your own body in a mirror, or even if you have, I'd like you to just stand and notice where you have certain things, like where you have muscles coming down, where you might have more muscles than in other places. For example, maybe your neck connecting to your shoulders. Look at all the muscles in there. And you've got trapezius muscles going down into the shoulders, and you've got muscles everywhere. And the thing is, for this, you don't have to memorize muscle names. We're just going to look at it structurally and feel it, because really, that's where we're at with this level of learning. So just want you to look at your body and feel your body. Just notice like the direction of how the muscles in your body seem to move or appear. When you look at them, you can actually see how they're kind of structured and how they move, and how a muscle will move around certain bone structures. So look at them and feel them. You don't have to do any deep tissue massage on yourself, but you can feel it. You can just put some gentle pressure and see what feels good on your own body. So practice on your own body first. Find some muscles, find some movement, and move in different ways using your fingertips, using the heel of your palm. That's what I'm going to call it. I think that's what we call it, the heel of the palm. And add some pressure and see what that feels like. So you're going to do some stroking, long stroking motions. You're going to be able to put some pressure into areas. You don't need to hold a lot of pressure in any particular area, because this is not a training for pressure release or anything like that. This is getting familiar with some areas that tend to require relaxation. Okay, so once you've done that for yourself, you've discovered your body, take about 5 to 10 minutes to just look over your body from head to toe and see where some muscles are, see what it feels like to press on them, to move them. What does it feel like to massage your own shoulder as compared to, say, massaging your rib cage? What does that feel like? And how much pressure do you like? And how much pressure feels good, right? So some areas of the body will really hurt if you put a lot of pressure on them, like the spine. So there are some areas that we will be avoiding tonight, unless, of course, you are somebody who's trained in body work and trained maybe in osteopathy or in a chiropractic, and you have experience touching spines. I would say that that's a no-go for now. And you can actually see a person's spine if they bend over and do what's called child's pose in yoga. A lot of bodies, you can actually see where the spine is, and you want to avoid putting any pressure directly on the spine. You can work beside it on either side of it, but not going to work directly on it, because it can cause people a lot of pain. And the target is relaxation. Okay, so now you've got a sense of like, what does your body look like? Now, what I'd like you to do is prepare the space. This shouldn't take you very long unless you have an absolute disaster of a home. And in that case, take some time, put this on pause, go clean the bedroom, wash the sheets, get things tidy, get it clean, because there's nothing sexier than a clean space. So get your space all cleaned up. And then you're going to have clean sheets on the bed. If you happen to have a massage table, get it cozy, get some clean sheets on there. You can put a towel down. That's really helpful, so that if you are using massage oils, which I do recommend that you would do that, it's easier than having friction on the body. You're going to put down some towels as well on the sheets so that you don't have a lot soaking through to your massage table. And you can use any kinds of things like blankets. And if you happen to have special towels for massage, then use those too. So those can be a lot of ease and fun to just have if this is something that you thoroughly enjoy doing. I think they're called Swedish towels, I'm not sure, but they actually have closures, and you can wrap them around, wear them like a little dress. So, or like a little skirt. So those can be convenient to have. So you're going to have your space. And what would you like in your space? So I want you to look around your space and look at your lighting. Is your lighting really bright? If it is, tone it down. If you happen to not have a lot of options in terms of your lighting, there's some things you could do. You can get like side table lamps. And if your side table lamps are really bright, you can always cover them in something like a scarf. However, sometimes those things can get really hot. So be smart about this. Don't like put something silky on a really hot lamp that lights on fire. So be wise, be smart, and get some lighting that works for you. And if the lighting that works for you is like you just can't find any, then using a few candles can be helpful as well. You also want to have enough lighting that you don't fall asleep. And also you want to have enough lighting that you can see the person that you're massaging. It's helpful. And having something that smells good is helpful as well. So we want to invoke all the senses so that the senses can feel and be relaxed and at ease. This is key. So you're having your space cleaned and cleared. Those are some fundamental things. You also want to make sure that you have clean hands as well if you're going to be doing massage. And you want to make sure that your fingernails are short. For the most part, that is a more delightful kind of massage to give. And then also you're not like fumbling with fingernails with massage. So now you've got the space, you kind of understand some bits about muscles. Now, what are you going to do? You can always invite your lover in. Now, if you already live with your lover, you can just like go, I set up a little space. Do you want to come and play with me? That's my approach. So I'm like, hey, we have this little space out in the cabin. Do you want to come out there and have like some fun and a happy ending? And then my husband will be like, ooh, a happy ending, fantastic. So you can always be the invitation that you are. I'm a silly, fun invitation, and I just invite people to things, and I'm not altogether serious. And that is my appeal. So what's your appeal? And use your own invitation energy to bring your lover into the space. And you can always say, I have a delightful, like maybe you have some food that you would like to share with them before they have a massage, like some aphrodisiacs. Maybe you have some strawberries or different things that might entice them to want to come into the space. If you're not sure what some aphrodisiacs are, you can go back and listen to my episode on aphrodisiacs. I did a few episodes on that. So now you've got your lover. We're going to assume your lover said yes. Yeah, I'll come in for that massage. You can also invite them to just wait a minute too, to get comfortable. If you want to just ask them some questions like, is there a spot on your body that's sore right now that you would like me to massage? This is something that I do with clients anyway. I'll ask them if there's something that's coming up that they want to work on in particular, and then that's the target. However, this is not your client per se, but it's nice and considerate to ask your lover if there's an area that they would like to be focused on. Your lover might be a real joker and they'll just point to their genitals, and you're like, we'll get there, but first, be a little enticing, be a little invitation to bring that energy up more. So if your lover is cool and comfortable with having their clothes off, you can either assist them in taking them off, and that can be all part of the enticing them into relaxation before they even get on the table. So you can assist them with taking their clothes off, or they can take off their own, it's up to them. And once you've done that, you can ask them, would you like me to have my clothes off or on? It's for their comfort level as well. And maybe they would like to have some role play where you have your clothes on and they have their clothes off, and it feels kind of like they've gone into a sexy massage parlor and they have a professional working on them. So maybe they want to have a little role play fun with you. So that can be fun too. Or maybe you want to have a little role play fun with them. If you do, then you don't even have to ask, would you like me to have my clothes off or on? You can just play the role of masseuse and have a lot of fun with that. So when you have your lover lying down on the table or the bed and it's comfy and you've got towels down to protect, whether it's, your massage table or whether it's the sheets or your bed and your bed mattress, you want to make sure that you've got stuff down. So if the oils get on the body and get on everything, you don't want it staining everything. So get some towels out for that. You've got your partner lying down, however and wherever they're lying down. And you can start by getting some massage oils. I like grapeseed oil. oil is a great one to start with. A lot of people don't have allergies to it. You can also use coconut oil. Some people are allergic to coconut, so it's good to know if your lover is allergic or not allergic to different things. So be clear on that too, if they have any allergies to oils. And then you want to warm the oil a bit in your hand. Unless you have a little thing that warms the oil, there are some really great candles out there that that can turn into massage oil. You can light them. The oil is warm, but it's not too hot, and it's super sensual. It's a lovely, lovely massage oil, different massage oils that you can use by using those candles. And sometimes you'll even get one that has like a pour cup, so you can pour the massage oil onto your lover. Then you're going to want to start to get familiar with their body and have their body feel safe. So we're going to step into that part in this next segment. So you're listening to the Pleasure Zone here on Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Are you secretly a voyeur, wondering what's going on in other people's sex lives? What if now is the time for a totally different sexual evolution? Are you interested in people who are pioneers of different sexual and pleasurable practices? Lean in now with Milica Jelenic, where she will entice you and your body to know your own pleasure zone. On the Pleasure Zone radio show with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic, you'll receive tools, inspiration, and a foundation to allow yourself to receive more in your sex life, and quite possibly other areas of your life as well. Listen for the Pleasure Zone with Milica every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Pleasure Zone with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic. To participate in the program today, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email, info@MilicaJelenic.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my sweet, sweet pleasure seekers. So today we are talking about erotic massage for you and your lover and how to do it and how to have it. So this is a bit of a class. In the last segment, we got up to the place where we're about to start working on the body. So you can catch up now. So when you are going to start to work on the body on the table, I'd like you to just get your hands warmed up too if they're not warm, because it can be kind of shocking to your lover if they are cold, unless of course your lover likes cold hands. If you have, and if you feel like your hands aren't really strong enough, you can always use a massage tool for this as well. You can get them pretty much anywhere, from places like Bed Bath & Beyond. Definitely Amazon has them. You can get massage mitts from different sex toy companies, as well as different massage place outlets as well, like places that you can actually go to get massage, different massage tools. So you can use your hands, you can use tools, it's all good. What I encourage you to do though, before you really start to get into the massage, is to get familiar with touching your lover's body. And by that, I'm not talking about getting right into their genitals. What I'd like you to do is put your hands on their calves and just let their body relax into your hands. So you're going to breathe deeply in and out. And you're just going to lay your hands on their calves. This is not a massage time yet. This is getting their body to relax so that when you do massage, it's going to be a lot easier on you. You won't have to massage as hard, as much. Their body will be relaxed and able to just let go. So hold their calves for, a few minutes or a minute, and I would watch their chest area and just notice if they have rhythmic breathing. If their breathing is calming down, and it's like getting slower and more at ease, then you know that their body is relaxing, which is beautiful. And that's what we want. And then we're going to move up. So you're going to put one hand just above their buttocks. So at the at the bottom of their spine, and then one in the middle of their back, right where the back of their heart chakra would be. And you can just put your hands there. So to connect some energy for a few seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, and just notice that too. And let their body breathe again, deeply in and out. And if you breathe in and out while you're touching them, it'll encourage their body to relax as well. You can also, if they tend to be a bit of a chatterbox, you can hold their head. Just put one hand on the back of their head and then move the energy from their head to their heart down to the base of their spine. So you're going to move from head, heart, spine, and you're just going to hold there. It just gets things moving down, and we're targeting to get the energy into the genital area, into all that, and all the muscles that attach into the genitals too. There's a lot that come into the buttocks and the upper thighs. So we want to have all that area super relaxed. Surprisingly, that's when we get the most turned on. So those are some fun ways to get started on that. Now, when the body is relaxed, you're going to start to, with those oils, you're going to start to rub into the shoulder. So you can do circular motions and you can do long strokes. You can have your hand find the edge of their shoulder blade, and then you can just move your arm and like kind of cup the shoulder blade, moving down in a large stroke. And if you can see on video, I'm kind of trying to show you how that looks. And you're going to move down in a large stroke. You can have your hands in a position that when you put your thumbs and your forefinger together, it makes a diamond shape. And you can use that as a position to stroke the body in downwards. You're directing the energy to the genitals, where in regular massage, you direct the energy into the heart area and sometimes down into the feet. For this, we're directing all the energy and all the motion into the genital area. So we want to really activate that root chakra and that sacral chakra and get all the energy into there. So you're going to do both sides. You want to go equally on one side as you are on the other side. And remember to have communication with your lover, unless they've passed out at this point and they're like so relaxed they've passed out. If they're aware enough, ask them if the pressure is okay. Would you like more pressure or less pressure? This should be enjoyable. So make sure that whatever pressure you're doing is something that they enjoy. Have conversation, and even prior to the massage, let them know at any time that they can tell you if they would like more pressure or less pressure. They can give you hand signals too, like thumb up for more pressure, thumb down for less pressure, and just no signals for this is fine, right? So there's different ways of communication for sure, and you can use any of those verbal or nonverbal cues, whatever works for you. So once you've got all of that massaged out of the back and stroking it down from the shoulders all the way down the back, down the shoulder blades, down towards the buttocks, you're going to move now to the legs, and you're going to massage from the feet if they're okay with it. Some people are not okay with having their feet touched, so you don't have to if they're not okay with that, but you can start then at the ankles, and you can do a similar action. So you can have both legs in front of you, and you can do this upward action with your thumbs in like an L position, and you can push the heel of your hand into the muscle, and you can just push up like that. And make sure that your body moves with it. You're using like a whole body action. So this is not about your arms and your wrists. This is like your whole body's involved. It's like dancing into it. And you'll go up to about the knees or just above the knees. And then you'll make the energy come back down if you want to really massage that out. And you're going to do that, about 10 times until their body starts to feel relaxed. And just keep an eye on their breathing pattern, and you'll know if they're relaxed or not, because their body will breathe in deep and breathe out deep. So you'll see that. And then you'll move up into the thighs. And from the thighs, you're going to start to get more into a massaging of from the knees into the thighs. And you might find that your fingers and your hands want to go closer into the genital area, like the genital crease area. But allow your lover to give you word on that, because sometimes people will feel like, oh, you just want sex with me. You're not really just giving me a massage. And I would like you to know that when you are doing this, your sole and only purpose is to gift a massage. If you happen to, after this, have sex, count that as a bonus, but that's not the target. This is really about gifting to your lover. And in essence, when you do that, you're gifting to yourself as well. So now you're going to, again, thighs. And if they're okay with it, you can move into the thighs and into that crease area near where the buttocks are. And then you can have your hands kind of rest there for a minute, and just bring the energy into their buttocks area. So erotic massage does have quite an element of energetics involved as well. And the more relaxed you are, the more relaxed the other person will be. So now you've got the buttocks left in this area, and you can do all kinds of circular motions with that. So you can use, again, the heel of your hands, and you can rub into that area. And you can do a lot of massage in the buttocks. There's a lot of muscle in there. And you can move down, you can move to the sides and kind of pull in and pull out. And then you can also, if your lover is really comfortable with it, you can also massage their perineum from this place. So you can have them kind of squat a little bit. Squat, that's not the word. More like child's pose. So getting on their knees, bending over, and then you can have access to the perineum if they're okay with this. And you can massage the perineum, which can be incredibly relaxing. Okay, so now we're going to turn your lover over, and we're going to start to enjoy that side of their body. And just like we did the last time, you're going to make sure that you are getting in contact with their body in a way that they know that it's okay and they feel okay about touch on this side. Just because they were okay with touch on their back doesn't mean that they're okay with touch on their front. And you might find on either side that a person might have scar tissue. They might have had, maybe they've had surgeries, maybe they've had breast surgery, maybe they've had gallbladder surgery, or some kind of surgery where there's scar tissue that's visible. It could be knee surgery even. And there can be scar tissue that can be still painful, whether it's physically painful or that there's an emotional connection to it that still brings stuff up. What I would encourage you to do first and foremost is ask permission. Is it okay if I just put my hands on your scar? And sometimes just doing that will help their body just release. And if they cry, that's okay. It's let them cry. And if they're okay with crying, let them cry. Their body may have some traumatic stuff that it needs to let go of wherever those scars are. So just be patient. This is so key, being so patient. Before this show, I thought I'd like to see what the worldview on erotic massages. So I know that a lot of articles say this take 5 to 10 minutes. No, this is going to take longer. This is about patience, kindness, and presence with the body. 5 to 10 minutes, if that's all you've got, honestly, don't bother. Like, wait until you have time. Wait until that time is so that you're both so available, that nobody's thinking about other things, that you're not rushing off, that you're not in your head, right? So let your body relax into this. And remember to ask your lover if they have scar tissue, if it's okay if you both touch that area or massage that area. And they might say no. Honor that. Don't be messy and silly and do it anyway. Honor that. And then start with connecting. So if they say yes to that, you can just put your hand on some of the areas where the scar tissue is, and just be space and love and kindness. And if you don't know what that means, you can go back and listen to so many of my shows where I talk about being space and presence and kindness. And if you still don't know what that means, you can connect with me and we can do some coaching on that so that you can be that. and just being that energy is kind to bodies in general. Doesn't mean you're going to have sex with all those bodies, but at least you can be present with your own and theirs without traumatizing people, right? So we're going to talk more about what to do on that front massage when we come back from this next commercial break. You're listening to The Pleasure Zone here on Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Are you secretly a voyeur, wondering what's going on in other people's sex lives? What if now is the time for a totally different sexual evolution? Are you interested in people who are pioneers of different sexual and pleasurable practices? Lean in now with Milica Jelenic, where she will entice you and your body to know your own pleasure zone. On the Pleasure Zone radio show with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic, you'll receive tools, inspiration, and a foundation to allow yourself to receive more in your sex life, and quite possibly other areas of your life as well. Listen for The Pleasure Zone with Milica every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Interested in masturbating for money, copulating for consciousness, and pleasuring on purpose? 21 Days of Sexual Magicism with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic is an exploration of tools, processes, and actions that you can use to create more for your life, your body, your money inflows, and so much more. Graduated learning for all levels of interest. Learn at your own pace via video classes or join the yearly live class. Take a peek at www.milicajelenic.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is The Pleasure Zone with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic. To participate in the program today, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email, info@MilicaJelenic.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my sweet pleasure seekers. Tonight we're talking about erotic massage and just some basics on how to do that for your lovers. So this is kind of like a class. If you're just jumping in now, know that if you go back to the beginning, this is kind of a how-to. So listen close and listen in and follow. First listen in and then go back again and follow the instructions so that you can kind of have some idea in advance of what we're doing here. So at this point, we've turned your lover over and we've looked at the body. If there's any signs of any scar tissue, we're just asking, is it okay to touch those areas? Just put your hands on there and be present with that, which can be such a gift to people when they have scar tissue, that somebody's actually kind to that area. Oftentimes with scar tissue, people will avoid that area completely. So something to notice in the body is that for a lot of people, they don't like having their bellies touched. And there are certain areas of the body that people just don't like having touched. And if that's the case, this is something that you can definitely get aware of with your lover beforehand. You can actually ask them things like, is there an area that's a no-go, like that you don't want me touching? So you can do that, but you can do that again and reiterate. When you turn them over, you can ask, is there any spot on your body that you don't want me touching? So for me, for example, if somebody has massage oil on their hands, I don't want them touching my hair or my face. That would just bug me. So I would say that just avoid my face and my ears. I just don't like having my ears touched. So that's what I would say. But other people are okay with having massage oil in their scalp and on their face. So this is why I'm suggesting that you ask, don't assume. Now, a lot of different articles I've read, just out of curiosity, actually do say, just kind of go for it. And I'm like, no, you don't ever just go for it. I don't know who these things were written by. There's like no permission being discussed in advance or explanation of what will be going on. Like there's no understanding of that. Or so no, you don't just go for sticking oils on people if they're, for one, they could be allergic to them. And if there are areas of the body that obviously had scars, then you definitely want to be aware of that and gentle. And if you know that they have certain issues with certain areas of their body, then be so much kindness to those areas. So if they have, if they have issues with their bellies or their breasts or their genitals, then wait and be patient. I know it's killing you, the patience. Patience can actually be a time where you can just breathe into your body and get present, putting your hands on the body. You can put one hand on the shoulder if they like that and one hand on their hip. And you just stay there and be present until their body calms down. Watch the breathing. Inhale, exhale. Is it rhythmic? Is it calm? And when it is rhythmic and calm, then you can proceed. So we have some different motions that we're going to go for on this area. We're going to keep it really simple. Again, you're going to kind of try and keep to some simple movements. There's lots of different ways to massage for sure. And I'm just going to give you some like super easy ones. You want to have enough pressure that when you move the body, you can actually see like a ripple effect in the flesh. So you want that. So for some people, they like it really, really light. However, that's not so much massage, that is more like a rub, like a petting, I guess. So massage does include some pressure. So you can have a pressure that's like that. You can also use tools where you can get a lot of pressure. And again, that's up to the person that's receiving the massage, not the person giving it. So we're going to start from while they're lying on their front. You put your hands on, and you're going to put your hands on their shins for like 30 seconds, just to get familiar with their body. You can kind of just feel it out. You can also see when you're holding a person's shins and you look up their body, you can see a lot of things. You can see where their body might be out of alignment. That's what I look for in bodies, is I look for where things are out of alignment and look for stresses in the body. And that's not something that necessarily you're going to pick up on right away. But in time, the more you do it, the more you can look at a body and you can see stresses in it. So you're just doing this right now just to connect. Hi, I'm here. And I'm not attacking your genitals. I'm just here to be present, right? So I say that because a lot of people have trauma and they also feel very invaded sexually, even interested in sex. They can still feel like it's pressure, right? So this is to ease off on the pressure, be connected. So the next part will be to put your hand on their heart chakra, which is between the breasts, and one on the pubic bone, not on their genitals, but just on the pubic, just above their pubic bone. So you're going to rest the edge of your pinky finger, that side of your hand. You're just going to rest it onto where their pubic bone is. And you can feel the pubic bone. If you can't, you can always ask them where it is. And you just rest your hand, heart chakra, and there for like about a minute, and just let them breathe and get yourself connected to that. So when you notice that the way that if you're watching the video, I'll notice that my hands are laying in a way that I'm directing my fingertips towards the genitals. That's how I would do it. You can do it however you want to do it. To me, that just helps me become aware that that's where the energy is moving to. That's where we're heading to. We're heading all the energy into the genitals. And then I would move and I would put my hand just cupping above their breast or their chest and hold that area for 30 seconds or so. No pressure right now. We're not doing the massage yet. And then do the other side. And then do the bottom of the rib cage on both sides, and then just one on the tummy above the navel. And then you can kind of just cup that area. And this sort of introducing the front of the body might take about 3 or 4 minutes with your hands, just kind of moving from area to area. And then you can start with the massage. So you're going to start on the hand, or you're going to start with their hands, and you're going to move the energy down or up, however direction you want to call it, towards the shoulder. And so you can use like, you can kind of squeeze the sides. If you can see in the video, I'm kind of squeezing the side of my arm and then pulling down. So that's one way you can do it. You can also use a tool or your knuckles and move up. You can also move up with the heel of your hand. So there's lots of different ways. You're just moving the energy up to the shoulders and down. If you want to get really fun, you can wiggle the energy out of the fingers and all the way down too. Do a little bit of a hand massage while you're at it, and just move it all the way down. We're moving it down towards the heart, through the heart chakra, then down. We're going to move all the energy down towards the genitals. So you're going to move it down from here. So from the arms, you're going to move it down to about the shoulders, and then you're going to move around the breast. You're not going to go onto the nipples. You're going to move around the breast, and then you're going to move down into the rib cage and just rest your hand there. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on the rib cage unless you know what you're doing and you're doing an adjustment on the rib cage. You can actually open the fascia. It's all in that area. But I don't recommend that right now because it can get aggressive for people. And if you are going on the person's tummy, you only give pressure to them on their tummy if they ask for it. There are times where I like a lot of pressure on my tummy because it'll just like move things around intestinally. Like if I feel bloated, then having pressure on my abdomen feels really good. But that is more for releasing rather than erotic massage. So we're just going to move the energy down through the body, and you can have a little bit of pressure again on the tummy, but not a lot, and just move it just so that they're aware that you're there, and then move it towards the genitals, right? And then you're going to stop there, and then you're going to move to the legs again, and you're going to start at around the knees and stroke down and up and down and up, and you're going to do that for a few minutes until you can feel some relaxation in the body, and you can see it too with their breathing. And of course, you can always add more oil if you're running out of oil. Then you're going to move from the knees up into the thighs, and you're going to massage up and in and right up to the hips. You can do the sides of the hips. You can come around the sacrum area. You can come around those hip joints, and then you can massage into there and down. You can get right into the crease at the front as well, if your lover's okay with it, and you can massage that area. Before even thinking of going into their genitals, if you have any kind of oils on their hand, they might be allergic to them. They might not be allergic to them on, say, their arm, but they may have a reaction on their genitals or their anus or something like that. So wash your hands if you're gonna go internal massaging, which I don't recommend at this stage. We're just trying to get familiar. And then you can massage the breasts, come back, massage breasts. If they like having their head massaged and they don't mind you having oils on your hand, you can massage their head too. You don't have to do anything sophisticated. So there's some like squeezing action is usually good, and some pushing action, like as if you're like, get all your fingers together and then you just kind of open and push onto the scalp. It can give some release in there. So that can be some fun and simple ways to get the body to relax, release, and start to feel a little turned on. Remember, we're bringing all the energy right to the genitals. It's different than bringing the energy to the heart. So bringing it to the genitals, and then just see. Their body may become so relaxed that it undulates with pleasure. And when it starts to undulate, they may actually be starting to get the rhythm of orgasmic energy building. And if they have that, you can ask them if they would actually like you to give them a happy ending, or whatever words you'd like to use. Would you like me to masturbate you? Would you like me to pleasure you? Would you like oral sex? What would you like? Is there something that I can give to you that can assist you with greater pleasure? Maybe that person who just had the massage wants to masturbate in front of you. Cool. Whatever it happens to be, if their energy is really, really built up, it would be a kindness for them to be able to have that expand into like a really super expansive orgasm. So you can contribute to that. Maybe they just want you to stimulate them in another way while they masturbate, or maybe they would like you to do that for them. So it's up to you. It can be handy to have some toys around too at this stage, just in case that happens to be something that they like. So you can always have a vibrator around, dildos, you could have all kinds of things, masturbation sleeves, lots of great fun to be had. So remember to keep your tools close in case you need them, and lube in case you need it. Lots of massage oils, especially ones that you can warm up easily and heat up easily, like the ones that come from melted candles that can be, there's specific melted candles that are used for massaging. So those are handy to have around as well. All right, we're going to head to our next commercial break, and we're going to wrap up this show after that. You're listening to The Pleasure Zone here on Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Are you secretly a voyeur, wondering what's going on in other people's sex lives? What if now is the time for a totally different sexual evolution? Are you interested in people who are pioneers of different sexual and pleasurable practices? Lean in now with Milica Jelenic, where she will entice you and your body to know your own pleasure zone. On the Pleasure Zone radio show with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic, you'll receive tools, inspiration, and a foundation to allow yourself to receive more in your sex life, and quite possibly other areas of your life as well. Listen for The Pleasure Zone with Milica every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is The Pleasure Zone with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic. To participate in the program today, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email, info@MilicaJelenic.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my sweet pleasure seekers. Today we are talking about how to perform erotic massage. So the last few segments have been some details, some how-tos on what to do. So these are not the only ways to do erotic massage by any means. These are just some really simple staple ideas. There are tons of materials out there in the world. And if it's something that you, when you start to do it for your lover, you just really like it, and even these simple tools get you excited about doing more of it, I encourage you to go out, take some classes even, or watch some videos that are instructional videos, and there are books on this as well. There's a lot of things that can be helpful. So one of the things that you might want to search for are erotic massage, but you can also search for tantric massage as well. When you look on YouTube for erotic massage, you're going to find a lot of things that are more like Asian massage parlors that are showing you things where people are having, you know, they're being videoed whether they know it or not, like hidden camera video stuff. So those are not necessarily the most educational. You want to find one that's an actual educational video. And a lot of them just aren't. So it's good to be discriminating when you look for that. There are really great videos out there though for erotic massage, and maybe I'll make one. I'll see. I'll see if I feel inspired to create one, and if I can get a volunteer to be in the video. So what I do recommend though is to not be too stressed about it and how perfect you are at doing this at all, especially if it's your first time. So you definitely ask for feedback from your lover. Ask for feedback on everything, like whether, you know, about the lighting. Ask them about feedback if they'd even like it, or did they like it, and if there's room for improvement. This is, you know, these are standard things that you get in pretty much any field. Like I think even when I call my my service provider for internet, they will ask for feedback all the time. You're allowed to ask for feedback too. And also watch and see, like, is your partner, one of the greatest things you can get is listening for their moaning. And if you can't hear very well, then watching as their body has a very like steady, deep breathing, and that they may even start undulating their body. So it's like a wave that's coming through them. And as the body has like a wave that comes through it, which I love when bodies do that, and they just start to go, like they start to lift their hips and then they start to go down, and the bodies will just get turned on, and you just allow it to happen. Just let their body be turned on and not have to have a forced ending to this, like, well, I massaged you, so you should pay me back. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Those kinds of expectations are a super big turnoff. What can be really sweet is to just gift it. I'd just like to gift you this, and then, hey, that's cool. Nothing else required. It's also cool that if they are turned on, that you offer, if you would like, to offer them to either masturbate them, oral sex, any way that would pleasure them to assist them with having an orgasm, that would be sweet. And don't make it about you. So don't be like, well, what about me now? If your lover happens to offer you back, that's awesome. And if you don't ask for it, your chances are pretty high that at some point you will get it back. But try not to put the pressure on them, because that might not be something they're comfortable doing. They might not feel like they have the skill set to massage, or maybe they have sore hands or arms or something. So they don't really feel that, that they'd be comfortable doing that. And they might offer you something else. So this is really about gifting to your lover. And if you can receive pleasure from gifting pleasure, compersion, then this is one of the most delightful ways that you can gift to a body, where they can have pleasure fully, and you can just revel in the fact that you are gifting a body pleasure, and you derive pleasure from them having pleasure. Is such a gift. I definitely have compersion as one of my ways of being on the planet. So I love, even when I work on bodies, when bodies are happy, it just brings me happiness. So it's not like I have my clients work on me back, right? So this is just about being the gift to the body. And remember to take it easy. It's really important that you have patience with the person and their breathing. And if you feel like you're not going to have patience that day, don't offer it. This is not about wham bam, thank you, I'm going to give you a massage, now you owe me. That's just, yeah, it's not attractive. I can't even, even if you've massaged them for an hour or 2 hours, it doesn't matter. This is your gift to them. And if you can't make it a gift, don't do it. That's something that I can't emphasize enough. Because of all these articles I was reading that basically give this idea that because you've given your lover a massage, they owe you sex. It's amazing to me how many articles have that essence about them. Now that you're turned on, now you can have sex. No, it's always important to have consent. Just because they're turned on doesn't mean they need to have sex. If that was the case, I would be having sex 24 hours a day. Just because you're turned on doesn't mean you have to have sex with it. There are other things you can do with it, and you can be grateful that your body is turned on and just be with it, turned on. So if you have questions about this, or how to even get started, or you would like maybe some more tips and tools on a personal level of like what to do, maybe you have special conditions with your lover, that they've got something going on in their body and you would like to know how to massage that particular area or work that out for them, connect with me. I'm happy to assist. We can always set up some coaching. And more than likely in the next near future, I will be creating some videos on my Teachable courses to offer some really cool, simple tips and tools and videos to show how you can do this for your lover and how to make it easy for you so that you're not stressed out. And you also, so you don't have to go searching YouTube and finding all the other crazy videos that don't really offer you the education that you're probably hoping for. So we have some great shows coming up in the next few weeks, and I am excited to be putting them out to be able to share those with you on Inspired Choices Network. If you have been listening forever, I'm so grateful for you. And if you're brand new to this, just remember, stay tuned in and turned on.
Thank you for listening to The Pleasure Zone with sensual movement artist Milica Jelenic. The Pleasure Zone returns next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by choosing to be turned on and tuned in to your body.